What if the bodyguard hired to shield you from external threats is the only person capable of protecting you from the internal war you've been fighting alone, and his silence speaks louder than any vow? In Warrior Security, Travis, Josie Jade delivers a romantic suspense that transforms the protector trope into a profound exploration of trauma bonding and earned trust, proving that true safety isn't found in physical barriers, but in the terrifying vulnerability of letting someone witness your fractures without trying to fix them. This isn't merely another security detail romance with stoic heroes. It's a tense, emotionally precise narrative where hypervigilance becomes intimacy, protection requires mutual surrender, and love means dismantling the very armor that kept you alive. From the first gravel-voiced narration, listeners are immersed in a world where every shadow holds threat and every moment of stillness feels like both sanctuary and risk. Perfect for fans of high-stakes romantic suspense and stories where healing happens through partnership rather than rescue, this audiobook serves up relentless tension, unflinching emotional honesty, and a bond forged in the crucible of shared survival. When investigative journalist Mara Chen becomes the target of a cartel retaliation after exposing corruption, she expects professional detachment from her assigned protector, not to discover that Travis Hayes, Warrior Security's most enigmatic operative, recognizes the specific cadence of her nightmares because he's lived them too. But as they navigate safe houses and escalating threats, Mara realizes this assignment isn't about containment, it's about co-regulation. Jade masterfully avoids reducing Travis to emotionless weapon or Mara to damsel in distress. Instead, she crafts a relationship rooted in radical reciprocity, where consent is negotiated through tactical awareness, and intimacy emerges from honoring each other's triggers rather than demanding they be overcome. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional alchemy, capturing Mara's fierce independence softening into cautious trust, and Travis's disciplined restraint revealing depths beneath operational composure. You don't just hear their alliance deepen, you feel the seismic shift of two survivors learning that protection isn't control, but co-liberation. What elevates Warrior Security Travis beyond typical protector romances is its nuanced portrayal of security work as somatic empathy rather than physical dominance. Travis isn't merely shielding Mara from bullets, he's confronting how his own trauma response was weaponized into professionalism, challenging the notion that competence requires emotional erasure. Mara doesn't soften him through affection. She creates space where his vigilance can exist without judgment, honoring his expertise even as her own walls crumble. Their relationship evolves through acts of radical reciprocity, sharing silence during perimeter checks that bypass performance, setting boundaries that protect both mission integrity and personal healing, and defending each other from colleagues who mistake vulnerability for liability. Supporting characters add vital texture, fellow operatives whose loyalty masks unresolved grief, sources whose testimony risks erasure, even the safe house itself, rendered as liminal space whose reinforced walls absorb decades of unspoken confessions. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In worlds built on threat, tenderness is insurgency, and presence is the only reliable intel. Even the tactical mechanics serve thematic depth, with surveillance mirroring emotional attunement, and extraction protocols becoming metaphors for mutual rescue. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive sensory descent into protective urgency. The narrator embodies Mara and Travis with remarkable distinction. Mara's voice carries steel wrapped in dawning receptivity, while Travis's resonant timbre trembles with suppressed emotion beneath disciplined cadence, making their chemistry palpable even in stillness. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming intimacy. Distant radio static marking operational rhythm, rain against armored windows during vulnerable exchanges, the hushed click of gear syncing with breath during moments of clarity, all anchor systemic stakes in sensory reality. Pacing mirrors the cadence of protection detail, deliberate during threat assessment and reflection, then surging with urgency as external dangers breach sanctuary. Whether you're navigating daily commutes or lying awake in darkness, the audiobook creates a portable perimeter where isolation feels absolute and connection feels like oxygen. It's storytelling as embodied accountability, transforming passive listening into active participation in a love story that refuses to be sanitized. Ultimately, Warrior Security Travis redefines romantic suspense by centering female agency within protective frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for intense chemistry and high-stakes tension, while delivering substantive commentary on trauma bonding, masculine vulnerability, and the radical act of building partnerships based on equality rather than dependency. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete emotional odyssey. If you've ever wondered whether love can thrive in crisis, or if true strength requires softness, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the most powerful protection is choosing to be seen, scars and all. Press play, lower your guard, and prepare to believe that even in landscapes shaped by danger, hearts still find ways to choose grace. Your next favorite romantic suspense isn't waiting in flawless rescues. It's waiting in the brave, trembling choice to trust when everything tells you to